Yo, what up? This is Matt here on Just for Fun, continuing the tribal modern decks. Today we got one that strays from the theme because I'm not using collected company. I've got creatures with 4 converted mana cost. I've got 24 lands, and I've got more of a mid-rangey deck. So this deck is like Jund-esque in a way. Basically, we've got, this is vampires. I've called it Jundy Vamps. It's really like Jund style vampires. Basically what I mean by that is we've got some discard spells. We've got 2 Duress, 2 Inquisition, 2 Totsis in the main. We've got so that as disruption, right? We've got some removal and interaction in Bolt and Terminate as 1-for-1s. We've got a couple potential 2-for-1s with Kolaghan's Command, Read the Bones, and then we've got Army in a Can style, or like creatures that are big threats on their own. But what I've done is I've made them all vampires. So we've got 4 Stromkirk Noble. One of my favorite cards from Innistrad. The art is insane. The dude is just so badass. He's like, I'm walking through the town in broad daylight, and none of these bitches can stop me. He's got quasi evasion. He gets bigger if you play him turn 1. Plus it kind of throws opponent off. They might think they're playing against an aggro deck. But it's a cheap threat that can end the game on its own unchecked. It's just going to grow bigger and bigger and be harder and harder to deal with. Got Bloodghast in the 2-mana spot, a recursive threat, so it can't do that much on its own, but eventually they'll get there, and unless the opponent has ways to exile it, it's going to keep coming back for more bites of the apple. We've got or the opponent in this case, Nighthawk, which is just a really good creature for 3 mana, 2/3 flying, death touch, lifelink. So helps you gain back life from fetching and such, and Read the Bones and Thoughtseize and stuff like that. Almost always trades with a creature, right? Short of first strike or double strike or something, this is going to trade with almost anything. So it's kind of quasi removal in that sense too. It's a good way to pressure a Planeswalker. It's just a great creature all around. We've got 1 Drana. All the things I said about Stromkirk Noble ring true for Drana, except the beefier little package here, and it beefs up all your dudes too, so kind of cool. 4 drops, we've got Bloodline Keeper, which is an amazing card. I always loved this card, again with the fabulous art. Making free vampire tokens every turn, so you can like create chump blockers forever, for example, or you can just keep creating threats, and then you threaten the flip ability, transform. It gives all other vampires +2/+2, which is pretty powerful, and it's pretty easy to get 5 vampires in play because A, all of our creatures are vampires, and B, our Mutavaults are vampires, and C, the Bloodline Keeper makes tokens. But so a neat trick is to activate Mutavault to turn it into a vampire in order to help you flip the Bloodline Keeper. Once it's flipped, it doesn't matter anymore how many vampires you have. So once you activate that ability, you're golden. It doesn't matter if something gets bolted in response or whatever. You're good to go. And then the queen bitch here, Olivia Voldaren, just a possibly my favorite art of any Magic card, with the exception of Falkenrath Aristocrat. Just amazing. Just a great creature. Machine guns tokens down, steals bigger threats. Just a must deal with threat. So all of our creatures are like that. In the lands, a little bit different here. I'm running 4 temples just for the scry factor, 4 Mutavaults because it's just awesome, and 2 Bojuka Bogs because it's not a big sacrifice to run these, and if it ends up helping you, it ends up helping you. If not, that's cool too. Sideboard what you want in a mid-rangey deck, you know, in my opinion, is, you know, ways to go more controlling or ways to go more aggro. So, you know, we can be more disruptive by adding more duresses. We can be more controlling by boarding out the nobles and boarding in pyroclasms. We've got a few other, you know, random answer cards here, and you know, Blightning I think is a great card against a control deck. So like, you know, a deck where you might want to board out, I don't know, you know, Nighthawk or something like that. Blightning might be really good there. Just slow down our opponent. And Aristocrat is a way to end the game quickly. So if you need to go more aggro, you know, maybe take out Olivia, put this in. It's just a sweet card all around. In this deck, it's basically just 4/1 Flying Haste. You can use the sack ability, of course, but it's not going to give counters, but that's okay. I mean, it's still kind of hard to kill threat. You don't have a ton of creatures in the deck, but I don't know. I just thought it fit theme-wise, so I wanted an excuse to put that awesome art in my deck. Anyway, I really enjoyed playing with this deck. This deck might be borderline for just for fun room. I found that, as you'll see in the matches, and I apologize in advance, people were pretty unlikely to stick around for the full match. So the deck is quasi-competitive. I ended up playing the, if you want to skip to match, the last match, match 5, I guess, whatever the last one is, 5 or 6, I play against Affinity in the tournament room. And, you know, I won't spoil it, but, you know, the deck performs. So, you know, you might say this is a little bit off of tournament level. So if you wanted to bring this to a Friday Night Magic or, you know, a casual tournament, I think it would be pretty fun. So I hope you enjoy the deck. I really enjoyed playing with this one. All right, thanks.